welcome back to another edition of Research Fantasy presents our MLB DFS hitter picks for Thursday, June 8th, 2017. Got a lot of good hitters we want to cover today. I think that there's a lot of different ways we can go with things. I'm going to offer some really intriguing tournament plays to me today, and we'll see if they don't come out and put together nice nights. All right, let's start things off with Derek Dietrich, 5,600 fantasy draft, 2,600 FanDuel, 2,900 on DraftKings. Not a name that I rely on too much. Truth be told, I would have much rather had Justin Bour in this situation, but Garrett Cole is an average pitcher, and he's a mental midget. What I mean by that is once he unravels, it's lights out. He cannot get back on his game, and the runs will follow. The Marlins, not exactly the most intimidating lineup in all of baseball, but Dietrich has enough power pop to take advantage of the 367 WOBA, 42.2 hard contact, and 39% fly ball rate that Cole offers. I think a lot of people tend to avoid Pittsburgh just because the stadium is a pitcher's park, but it's definitely more prohibitive on right-handed hitting than left-handed hitting, so I don't mind taking a flyer, punting with a guy like Dietrich tonight if I want to spend up on other bats or at pitching. Moving on from there, Souza Jr., 9K fantasy draft, 3,500 FanDuel, 4,600 on DraftKings. Like I said, while I like Derek Holland's upside tonight, we saw what his downside was in the previous game where he posted a double-digit negative outing. He's allowing a 362 WOBA, 45.2% fly ball rate, 43% hard contact against right-handed pitching or hitting. And when you think about it, we've got Tim Beckham, Ricky Weeks, Jesus Sucre, Tim Beckham, Evan Longoria. Those guys aren't exactly the most intimidating right-handed bats, but Souza is to me. This is a guy that can definitely end up going deep tonight. Price is fair, maybe a little bit more on DraftKings than I'd like to pay, but all things considered in tournaments, I'll have a fair amount of ownership of him because I think his upside is pretty considerable. To wrap things up tonight, hard for me to look past George Springer. I know he's expensive, 10-8 on Fantasy Draft, 4,200 on FanDuel, an absurd 5,600 on DraftKings. But hey, when your team's putting up double-digit runs over the weekend, it's going to affect the overall cost of the players. They are taking on the Kansas City Royals and Jason Hammel, who's another guy who's been not so great as of late, or all season. Actually, I take that back. If you watch him pitch, his past few outings have been a little bit better. He's changed the positioning of his body and his release points, so it wouldn't shock me to see the Astros disappoint in this one. But all things considered, 396 WOBA, 36% fly ball rate, 33% hard contact against right-handed pitching. Doesn't strike me as a guy that we need to avoid. I don't think I'll be overweight on the Astros. I tend to leave that for everyone else just in case, but I will have some exposure to him. I think it sets up nicely, and ultimately Hammel hasn't been able to go deep into games anyway, so the Astros will have their shot at the bullpen. I think Springer's worth a look tonight. All right, to wrap it up, 3 of our favorite tournament options: Derek Dietrich, Souza Jr., George Springer. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel below. Head over to researchfantasy.com. Check out what we've got going on there. Like us on Facebook at Research Fantasy. Follow us on Twitter at Research and Win, and join us again tomorrow.